Audio Jungle.
Hello and welcome to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. I'm your host Elisa Carballo and we have excellent information for you coming right ahead. But before we start, let me remind you we are in the beautiful El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma in the heart of the Mexican Caribbean. Remember, Mexico News Network is your #1 source of positive, relevant and useful information of Mexico to the entire world. So don't forget to browse through our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com and follow us on social networks on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Google+. Now let's begin with today's main headline stories. In December 2013, Russia and Mexico entered an agreement for cooperation on the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, which entered into force just this year. All of this according to Rosatom, Russia's state nuclear corporation. Now, this agreement sets the guidance for the establishment of a co-joint directive committee to develop certain areas of cooperation as well as to monitor the implementation of the agreement, in addition to future consultation regarding the use of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. Now, the objective is stated on the document, which states itself that the framework of cooperation regarding several areas, including but not limited to the design, construction, operation, life extension, decommissioning, and training in the operation of nuclear power and research reactors. Now, the provision and development of nuclear fuel cycle services, along with ensuring nuclear and radiation safety, radiation protection, and emergency response, as well as the regulation of nuclear and radiation safety and radiation protection. Moreover, the supervision of the physical protection of nuclear installations, radiation sources, storage facilities, nuclear materials, and radioactive substances will all be included. Now, in order to fulfill the settlements directive, both parties have agreed to establish joint working groups for particular projects and research, experts exchanges, seminar organization, and the promotion of education and training of scientific and technical workforces, in addition to the exchange of educational as well as scientific information. In other news, it's actually become more than 100 years since Mexico and the U.S. were connected through a rail bridge. Now, the 15-year-long wait is finally over since the West Rail Bridge recently began operating at its new location. This is an international bridge that joins the towns of Brownsville in Texas and Matamoros in the state of Tamaulipas, with high hopes of benefiting both nations. Ever since the year 2000, Cameron County had the objective of changing the location of the international rail crossing, given the dangers it represented as some railroad tracks ran through neighborhoods in downtown Brownsville, the county head. Not to mention traffic congestion in some areas in addition. Now, 15 years later, the project is now completed and is helping nearby communities directly as well as the rest of Mexico and the United States indirectly. This is a project that will leave a lasting effect on our community for many years to come, Cameron County Judge Peter Sepulveda Jr. told Railway Age. Providing this new link to move goods and services more efficiently is going to bring enormous advantages as well as opportunities to the consumer, the supplier as well, and to markets all throughout North America and the rest of the world. The project has security as its #1 priority. This is of course achieved by high-end technology such as X-ray scanners that will prevent the smuggling of humans, drugs, illicit money, and other articles. Now, this bridge has all the latest technology. The cameras are state-of-the-art, added Sepulveda during an interview with ValleyCentral.com. Some of the goods that will be transported on the expected 6-train crossing a day include phone equipment, motor vehicle parts, as well as fuels. Now, there are still some little details to complete the West Rail project, like the placing of international boundary plaques on both sides of the bridge. The project's investment is actually estimated to exceed $120 million. In more information, living in a globalized world where communication is part of everyday life, international boundaries should not exist. That way we can all be closer, at least virtually speaking. U.S. communication service company Sprint just launched, because of this, an add-on service. All of this to break down borders with free calling and texting to Mexico and Canada, as well as other perks for services in many other nations. However, what does Sprint Open World SM offer to its customers? First of all, this new service is available for new or existing customers and is a free service that is added to the existing plan. It benefits consumers who want to communicate to Mexico as well as Canada, additionally to other countries with no cost or very minimum pay. Specifically, the Sprint Open World SM add-on works like this when traveling to including countries which are Mexico, Canada, Dominican Republic, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, and Paraguay. When in the U.S., users can in fact make free calls to Mexico as well as Canada, along with free texting and discount calling to other included nations. Besides all of these services, Sprint also offers additional coverage of free texting, calling for 20 cents per minute, and data for 30 cents GB when traveling in additional countries, which include Australia, Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, Palestinian territories, Russia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, and the United Kingdom as well. Before making any changes, review details and conditions for this new Sprint Open World SM add-on service. And if it's the right move for you, go ahead and enjoy this great no boundaries service. In more news, the newest Starbucks Reserve in Mexico was opened on the chic Presidente Mazarik Avenue in Mexico City. It is actually adapted from a 1930s home with detailed design features from the doors up to the walls, everything inspired by the state of Chiapas, one of Mexico's largest coffee producers. Another very interesting fact is that this Starbucks Reserve shop is the largest one in Latin America. Starbucks Reserve actually offers coffee lovers and connoisseurs premium varieties of coffee served as well as prepared with different methods and set in specially designed spaces. The second Starbucks Reserve shop in Mexico is no exception to this. Now this time round, the space chosen to represent is Chiapas. A key element for the design of this shop was shade-grown Mexico, the coffee of origin that is cultivated in the Sierra Madre of Chiapas and has become their coffee of the day for every Starbucks shop in Mexico ever since 2008, according to Scott Mitchum, design director for Starbucks Latin America, during an interview with Obras Web. Their benefit program for coffee growers, Todos Sembramos Café, was in fact also part of the inspiration behind the entire design. All the space is carefully designed, including the entrance with its stained glass doors that are very much inspired in the coffee plants. The bar is made with local woods and all of the furniture, lamps, and light fixtures are from local design firms. Additionally, on the second floor of the store, there is a mural done in collaboration with Mexican artist Nick Mestizo, who has 16 years of experience with working with graffiti, urban art, sculpture, painting, as well as areography. The mural is inspired by the jungles of Chiapas as well as a representation of its fauna, including the jaguar, the red macaw, toucan, and howler monkeys. To elaborate the mural to the artist in fact took 2 months to achieve the detailing, texture, and shadows. Nick Mestizo worked with environmentally friendly spray painters in order to avoid harming the environment with toxic substances. Now don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more information on Mexico and the world after these few messages.
Audio Jungle.